Question Nation, Sanbunan Bafetu, welcome back to Football Trends with me, OQP. Now, on today's video, Bafetu, we'll be looking at Coach Cedric Kaze because there's a question, big question that was asked over to would you love to remain at Kaizer Chiefs? And the answer is going to shock you because clearly it's not what you or me are expecting. But before we get there, please do make sure that you like the video, you subscribe to the channel, and make sure that you click the bell notification so that next time when I'm posting your video, you will be notified. Now, guys, recently after we've just won against the TS Galaxy, obviously the way interviews. Now, this is something that I feel like I should have told you guys a long time ago before today, because today we are playing also against the Makese FC. And I understand a lot of you might be saying, but it's a bit too early to say we need those co-coaches to remain at Kaizer Chiefs and continue with the job. But the response that was coming from Coach Cedric Kaze is as follows. This is what he said. He says, I think that we are here to serve the club, and I believe that the consistency has been lacking a little bit, because even I remember last season we could win one game or two games at maximum, but the consistency or having a run of 2, 3, 4 games was a little bit lacking. I think that we emphasize every day at training that we need to stay hungry every time. We need to take opportunity of every training, every exercise that we do to improve ourselves, because we are in such a big club that you can't allow yourself to relax or to feel that you have arrived. About the last part of the question, we have 8 games to go. And as coaches, we know what we want to do, and we are here to serve the club, and we will do our best for the remaining games. Coach Cedric Kaze, which obviously it is true. And ever since the league or the season started this season, Kaizer Chiefs have only lost a few games compared to last season, and even the points stayed otherwise, because last season we were stuck on 30 points for the longest time. But there's certain people who are taking, who are actually who do not want to acknowledge and give credit to, Coach Nabi. For me, I feel like Coach Nabi did some acceptable things for the club. I'm not saying it was perfect. Obviously, there are certain things that I was not happy about when it comes to him. For example, sometimes I would feel like he's neglecting, some of the other matches. Why would he attend only when Sundowns is playing or Pirates is playing, or maybe even Stellenbosch? Because I remember during that time, I think Stellenbosch was on number 3 position. That's how they qualified for ECAF Confederation. So I felt like he was just being, focused on the clubs that are doing well and forgetting about the other clubs, which in turn I feel like might be part of why Kaizer Chiefs also did not win certain games. But except for that, we do know that last season, especially second half of the season, we had a lot of mistakes coming into the games. The players were not doing things accurately. We were creating a lot of chances. We were the best second when it comes to creating chances, but at the end of the day, we could not convert those chances. We had about 50 chances. I don't know how many out of that 50 were big chances, but we did have about 50 chances that could have converted into goals, but unfortunately it didn't happen. And the coach came out live publicly and he said, no, I want us to get the right tools, the right equipment for the club so that we can be able to go forward, which I feel like it's something that he was promised when he was signed. We're told, no, we're going to give you everything. The reason why I'm saying this is because the president of Young Africans, when he came out, he said, Coach Nabi is an incredible coach, but if you want him to succeed, you need to make sure that you support him in all departments. And then later on, Njobang Shilo, Unabi Kulumile, live on television, which I feel like it's other reasons why Kaizer just decided, no, you know what, we need to let go of this guy because he's talking badly about our club, and we do not want that. We always want positive publicity, you understand? So yes, that happened. And then also Jessica Mtaung, I believe it was her who spoke about it. We've made some incredible signings for the club. We've enforced and we made some great acquisitions, in terms of signings and players. Even Kaizer Jr. recently, when he came out to talk publicly, he said, "Oh, V2, we are doing an incredible job, and we are not just signing free agents. We've spent a lot of money in the transfer market just to bring in some of the players, which obviously that's what they want us to look at things. But honestly speaking, it's not what we are seeing. You understand? So with that being said, the point I'm trying to make, or I'm trying to emphasize, is the fact that we can say whatever we want to say, but this season alone, we have Flavio Silva. We also have who's this guy? The player who was admired by Nabi, Claudio Lelepo, which is an incredible against, opponents when it comes to scoring goals. He's not the best when it comes to everything else, but in the back of the net, he's definitely good and he's exceptional. All of his goals so far, I've not seen a goal where I'm like, yeah, this one was a goal, but no, all of the goals that are scored by Claudio Lelepo are bangers, and he's a player that was admired by Coach Nabi. Am I saying that Coach Nabi signed all the other players that are currently performing Manje? No, I'm not gonna say that, because I know most of them came in as free agents. Players like Otabo Qele, Olebohang Mabowe, all those players. I understand some of them we signed them early, but at the end of the day, most of the players came in as free agents. Now, the one thing, at least if the team can get me a proper striker, then definitely I'm going to win. We have Silva, who is a centre forward. We have Lelepo. 8 goal. Actually, Lelepo has 10 goal contribution throughout all the competitions. 10 goal contribution throughout all the competitions this season alone. And in those 10 goals, Ulik, I believe he has about 4 goals, if I'm not mistaken. And then we look at 4 goals or 4 goals and 2 assists. I'm not too sure, guys. So check out my stats just to be sure, because I know he has contributed a lot. So whether he scored here or he scored on the CAF Champions League, it's not that much for me to say, okay, we are looking at that. But the entire, as a player, he has scored a lot more. He has helped the team a lot more than any other player. And then also we have Flavio Silva, who has 8 goal contribution now. He has scored, I think he has got about 7 goals or 6 goals on the league currently, which is definitely good. So for me, I'm trying to make an example of what, take out those 2 players, and where does the team remain? Where do we go? Because those are the players, or let's say Silva is a player that has been signed and already has a lot of impact compared to the players that we had previously. None of those players that we had previously are on par with Flavio Silva, which shows you what definitely Coach Nabi is a fact, and it's very valid. You understand? At the end of the day, you can have all the players, you can have a horse, you can take it down to the stream, but you can't force it to drink the water. Hence, we saw the acquisition of those players coming in. Last season, we didn't have Olebohang Mabowe. Look at us this season. In the midfield, we are really complaining, because we have Mabowe, we have Ndlovu. Yes, I understand with Ndlovu, a deal was made. We managed to sign him, but definitely we needed something to help, because last season we had Ngcobo, we had Josh Matlo, we had all those other players, but none of them were being consistent. Hence, we decided, you know what, let us just bring in those other players. Hence, we brought in Ndlovu. It was a great acquisition for Kaizer. We said, yes, we need this player. Tabakele started having bad form. We understood that, and then we said, you know what, let us bring in a player like Olebohang Mabowe, because he's available and he's a great player. He has a lot of experience. And then similarly, Oxum Tetra, he was playing last season, but at the end of the day, we knew his weaknesses. This season, he's playing again, but now it's no longer a big pressure to him. So now he can focus on trying to, make sure what he plays those beautiful passes. We are improving. Jita, he has done that. He's improved. Even now he has an assist, which is something you cannot say to all the other players that we had last season. So we can't say these are the same players that we used last season. Nothing has changed. A lot has changed. Lebohang Mabowe is starting 90% of the games. Ndlovu naye is another acquisition. So far, it was a while since we last saw a central midfielder scoring for us. It was a while since Yusuf Mat, before we had Ndlovu. You understand? So those are the kind of things that brings balance to the team. Obviously, at the back also, we are now solid because of the players that we currently have. Last season, we could not play a proper center back. We did not have a proper center back pairing, but now things are looking much better because each and every player that is coming in, they're doing exceptional. Remember, last season we played Inaso Miguel mostly on the right back, but we decided no, we feel like something's lacking because we're always conceding goals, and then Samu Vela to the left center back. That's when things started to accumulate and go very well for the club. So I hear people saying, "Would you know, Coach Nabi was not that great and stuff like that." But let's be honest, Bafetu, where I'm giving the co-coaches currently credit, I'm also giving Coach Nabi a credit for the incredible work that he has done for the club. If it was not for him or for us going to in a CAF Champions League, and it's another point that I'm going to make, CAF Champions League Bafetu, you must qualify through in that Bank Cup. It was no fluke. If it was a fluke, there was going to be a game where we won by penalties, or a game where Slale Kona it draw, and then obviously it was decided on the penalties or a last minute goal. But you look at the goals that we scored. I've even written down the information so that I don't forget. Look at the goals that we scored. Number one, we played free agents. We scored 4 goals to 0. We played Ichipa United. We scored 3 goals to 0. We played quarterfinal. We played Stellenbosch. We beaten them 3-1. We played against Mamelodi Sundowns Sabasha 2-1. We also beaten Orlando Pirates 2-1. That shows you what we had a lot of great moments, and also this was not a fluke. We were playing with the strategy that worked very well for us and the Sebenzile. Hence, we are where we are today. You can't take that away from the coach. That was a system. That was a foundation solely built by Coach Nabi. So, yeah, guys, co-coaches, they're saying this. And me, I'm not taking away anything from anyone, guys. I'm giving them credit. They have come back and they're doing exceptionally well. Also, because I feel like the time where we started losing games, it was them trying to show dominance. So it's okay, manje, it's us who are in charge. But then they decided, you know what, let's go back to the drawing board and reset and go from there because it was working. Why are we changing it? We should be going back to what we were using, that which is a structure that was solely laid and foundation based from Coach Nabi. We can't take that away from him. Guys, I believe this is it. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and yeah, also before I forget, Flavio Silva has spoken about the teammate Utiena. He's definitely doing whatever he can, but most of the time he trusted the team, he trusts the players. He finds himself, because he says he's not Ronaldo or he's not Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi, but he tries to position himself, and then he trusts Uti. His teammate will pass the ball to him so that he can be able to find the back of the net, which obviously it's been working very well, even though there are moments where we feel like, okay, but they are not doing it firmly enough. But for now, I believe this is it. Perfect. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, help me get this video to 200 likes or 300 likes even. I will see you later on or after the game because load shedding. But anyways, peace.